Hello everybody from the World Wide Web, and welcome back to the Evening Reel. I hope you guys have been having a good day. I've been having a very okay day myself, nothing too much going on. I'm very tired though, I will say. I've not been getting a lot of sleep recently, which has been super silly, but we're here, and as you can see, I have a different getup. I'm more purple, and I have bug antennas. Now, I will talk about that later, so you get to stew in curiosity of why I look like this. But let's go find a place to fish. So, last time I fished on top of that building, and this time I'm honestly not too sure. Maybe. What if? Oh my gosh, hear me out. Okay, I know exactly where we're gonna go fish. I just had the best idea ever, because I'm innovative and creative and a funny guy. So let me throw these down. This helps me make way more money. Hello? Okay, there we go. And then watch this. We're gonna play the tightrope game, because that's wait. I can't play the tightrope game because I need to go. I need to go buy bait first. Okay, hold on. Everybody, slow your roll. Okay, I need to go get this. We need to go get some new bait, and then we'll jump over into the middle of that, and then it'll be awesome. But anywho, today has been very chill for me. I would say. Oh, I forgot that I played this game last night. Surprisingly, I was playing web fishing last night. I was in a call with a friend, and we were just chatting, talking, love doing that. And I was like, oh, I should probably do something. So I opened up web fishing to play while I was talking with my friend, and it was really nice. I always enjoy chatting with people. Even if we're not doing anything, I enjoy just existing and having a good time, like interacting with people. So it's so nice. As long as I'm talking to people, that's all that matters. Oh wow, this is... Oh, okay. Alright. I gotta be careful, guys. I gotta lock in a little bit. Hold on. I know I don't lock in that often, but this is something I gotta lock in on. Because what if I mess up? And then I fall. And then I have to restart. Okay, let's go one more little buoy. And then... This is so sad. I was doing so well. Okay, everybody, lock in. Lock the heck in. Everybody, get a lock. Lock it. We're locking in. Watch this. I'm gonna speed run this like speedrunners do. I can't even get onto it. This sucks. Okay, what if I hop? Hop to it, baby. Oh, freak! Guys, this might not. Oh, okay. What if I jump? I'm a little guy, a little hopping guy. Okay, this feels like it's weirdly working better, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm just psyching myself out. Oh, okay. This is where I fell. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna be risky and go right here. There we go. And then sit on down and fish. Let's get real. So, honestly, nothing much has been going on. Personally for me, I haven't been doing much. Actually, that's a lie. I've been planning out a video for this month. A very, how would I say? I wouldn't say a low quality video. It's just a video that doesn't require as much effort, which is really nice. And I've been trying to get better at uploading content that I don't deem completely quality, where it's like I don't hold it to an extremely high standard of wanting it to be really, really, really good. Like I need to be okay with uploading like mediocre quality videos, as in like when I say mediocre, I mean the videos where Is there a good example on my channel? Kind of like the compilation videos, like the one like the Valorant, my random Valorant videos that I have, and then my Lethal Company videos, stuff like that, where it's like compilation stuff, and it's just funny moments. Those kind of feel like low quality videos to me, um, for some reason. And I want to get better at just uploading that or just making content that I'm not just being really, really picky about at the same time because that's like another thing. It is really funny. I have another project going on right now that I'm currently working on stuff, but for some reason, I really, really thought that I would be able to finish this project really quickly by the end of the month to make a video, and then I was like, okay, let's be real. This is not happening within the next week. So I had to put that video on pause, and I'm now editing another little easier video that shouldn't, in theory, take me too long as I focus on it every day, and started writing the script for that, and I've been trying to improve my script writing to kind of fit in with mainstream YouTube, where it's kind of like eye catching, or like there's a hook and everything within the first 30 seconds and whatnot, which has been kind of hard for me to do personally. I'm not one to really do that. I kind of just write stuff, but I want to be successful, so I gotta at least get the scripting part down. I can upload whatever content I want, but I at least need the voiceover to be, like, good. You know what I mean? So, been working on that, and it feels like I'm, like, revising rough draft after rough draft, and, like, every time I write a new segment of my script, I have to like go back and read it and make sure that all the transitions between every point make sense. And like honestly, the more I think about it, I'm like, wow, this really is like writing an essay, which I honestly didn't really build good foundational skills for back in high school. I'm going to be honest with you. I've I'm one of those people that when I have to write a paper and the teachers are like, "You should write a rough draft." I don't. I whatever my the first draft I have is what I send in. I think it was only until college when I really went back to at least reread my work once and revise it once, and then after that I just submitted it. And I mean, I didn't take that hard of classes to like need that or that I didn't take hard classes to need really good essay skills. So it was like fine. I think the only like essay I ever put a lot of effort into was my college application essay, which the colleges I applied to didn't even need a college essay, but because I took AP English, we were forced to write college essays and whatever. And I found it really funny that they were like, whenever we were learning about college essays and how to write them, there are like five subjects that you should not, like, you should stray away from because every other person is like writing about it. And I can't remember like the other five, but the first one is like if you had like a family passing, like you shouldn't write a college essay about that because everybody else is doing that. And I was like, okay, uh, whatever, I guess. But that's that's college essays, and we're all past that. And now I've been playing Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero, and I'm very excited because today the new banner drops for both games, and there's new characters in both games, which I'm well, no, there's a new character dropping in Zenless Zone Zero, and it's a rerun banner on Genshin. However, it's two characters that I'm very, very interested in getting, but I'm fearful that I won't be able to get the characters in Genshin because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't have a lot of primo gems in that game. I do my dailies every day, so I get at least 60 to 80 primos. I don't remember how many, but something like that. And I'm actually torn on who I want on the banner because right now it's Arlecchino and Clorand, and I really want both of them. I think I'm leaning more towards Arlecchino mostly because I don't have a good pyro DPS. Like my pyro DPS is Yanfei, and she's not even built that well. So it's like I would kind of like a good pyro DPS, and I know Arlecchino is really good, but Cloran is just really cool, and I really like her. However, I have the Raiden Shogun, so I don't really need Clorand, which is why I'm like, oh, I should focus more on trying to get Arlecchino rather than Clorand, because I already have a good Electro DPS that just needs to get built a little better. But uh, the Arlecchino is kind of who my eyes are set on. Though I think the next banner in Genshin has a character I really, really want, but I can't remember who off the top of my head. So I'm like, what if I don't get Arlecchino? Or what if I get Arlecchino but not the next character because I don't have enough wishes? But that's just how Genshin Impact works, I suppose. They're really trying to bait me for my money. I don't know if any of you guys have heard this, but the U.S. FTC is trying to sue Genshin for I'm not sure what the specific words are, but it had to do with like promoting gambling to children and how their rates in the gotcha system aren't completely transparent, even though they like kind of are, but they kind of aren't. And that it's like making kids like gamble and stuff, so they would like Genshin to be more transparent about it or something. And I was like, what an interesting situation going on. I think it is one of those both sides are I say in the wrong, as in Genshin should be more transparent about its rates, but also parents should be watching their children and what they're spending their money on. But um yeah, I just found that really interesting because I was like, huh, I feel like they're pretty transparent, but I guess whatever, I don't know what the FTC's issue is. So, well, I don't have anything to say about that. I just saw that going on whenever I was looking through Genshin and whatnot, and I was like, huh, interesting. Like, I haven't spent like a lot of money on Genshin. I will be honest, I have spent money on Genshin and it has been $30 or 45 at this point, and it was for the battle pass. Anytime I fully complete the battle pass, I will get the battle pass cuz it's like I put in the work to complete the battle pass. I might as well buy it. And I only do it once I fully complete it. I do not let myself get the battle pass any sooner than that. So I hold myself up to some standards in that regard, where I don't spend as much money. However, the not the that does not apply to Zenless. I have spent um I would say more money on Zenless, not like I whale for any characters, but I buy the battle pass and the subscription in Zenless because I really, really like the game, and I know that the money in general is going to Hoyoverse regardless, but it's my hope that like my money would go to the animators and the artists and whatnot, because that's what I'm giving my money to, is to support the people making the game, not the company itself. But I know that's not really how it works. But like, the thought's there. And so yeah, Zenless, I will once I complete the battle pass, I will get the battle pass, and I normally complete the battle pass every single time because I play Zenless every single day because that game is so fun. Though I've hit a little bit of a drought recently because um, there hasn't been too much content. But now that the new banner dropped and Astra Yao is getting released, I'm very excited for her because she seems like a really, really good unit, and I really want to get her. I also really, really want to get Evelyn. And so I'm so torn right now on who I want to get and wish for in Zenless Zone Zero because right now the banner is Astra Yao and oh, I'm already forgetting who else is on the banner. I don't know if it was Ellen. Shoot, I'm forgetting. Anyway, it's Astra and like someone else, and I really, really want to get Astra, because again, she's a very good support unit, and I need another support unit for when I do the like Shiyu defense or like other stuff, other in-game content that there is, because my characters are okay, well built, I will say, and so yeah, the good thing for me, is that during Miyabi's banner, I was grinding to try and get an M2 Miyabi, and unfortunately, I didn't get an M2 Miyabi. However, I have an M1 Miyabi, which I will take. I'm so happy about it. Um, but I actually lost my last 50-50 and I got a Lycon con or Mindscape instead, which was really nice. I honestly wasn't even that mad about it. I was like, this is awesome. I don't even care. Um and so because I lost that last 50-50, I'm now able to I'm guaranteed my next 50-50, or I'm guaranteed the next time I wish on the banner and get like the S rank to get the character on the banner. I made that so overly complicated, but it's my hope that when I wish on Astra's banner, I will get her because she is guaranteed, and that is what I want. Originally, I almost thought about trying to get Miyabi again because I wanted my M2, maybe M3 Miyabi, but didn't happen. I'd rather get Astra over Miyabi because Astra is just a good unit like overall for teams, and that's what I need for my game. So I'm gonna prioritize Astra. I really, really want Evelyn because she's on the next banner, I think, but I think Ellen Joe is on one of the banners, either this one or the next one. I think it's this one. I think this current banner is Astra and Ellen, and the next banner is Evelyn and Ching Yi. And so I really, really want I really, really want Ellen, but I don't think I'm gonna get her because I really want Astra. Unless I get really, really lucky with my pulls, I guess. But I also want Evelyn, so I'm like, darn it. Okay, the only reason I want Ellen is because I have every other member of the Victoria housekeeping, and I don't have Ellen. I lost my first. I think I either didn't have enough pity and never even got Ellen in the first place, or I lost my 50-50 on Ellen's banner. I don't really remember, but I really want Ellen again so I can like finish out Victoria housekeeping. But if Astra's on the banner, however, I just thought about this. I think I have enough pity from Miyabi's banner that I might get Astra within the next few pulls, hopefully, if I'm lucky. And maybe if I'm able to do that, then I might try to wish on Ellen's banner. Because if I don't get Ellen, then at least I built up pity to get Evelyn after, and I wouldn't even be that mad. However, every character that's on this banner and the next, I absolutely want so badly. I want though like every character, but I'm not gonna wail, and I mean I can just wait for the rerun. um, I'm not even sure if I want Ching Yi because she's she's an electric. I don't really know what she does because I didn't get her either when her banner first came out, and I mostly want her because I have literally all of the other people that are part of her little faction, so it's like I just don't want to miss out. Um, but I don't think I would get her because I want Evelyn, and I don't really have a good fire team. I think I have a good electric team because I have Yanagi and Harumasa. So I don't really need Chingy. She's not that big of a priority. It's more just I want the characters to have them. And I mean, I guess diversity and being able to make different teams are really cool, but overall, I'm pretty solid where I'm at with all of like the teams that I have. I'm currently trying to build Zhu Yuan because I don't actually have a good Ether team. I mean, the only two Ether characters I have are Zhu Yuan and Nicole because they are literally the only two Ether characters right now. Though since Astra is getting released, she is an Ether support, so I guess that's good that we'll finally have a full team of Ether if people want that. But currently building up Zhu Yuan, mostly because I low key be shipping Miyabi X Zhu Yuan. That I really like that ship. I don't know why, I just do. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I should build Zhu Yuan so I could use her with Miyabi. Though I'm gonna be honest, I do not know how Zhu Yuan's like kit works. I like kind of understand it, but I don't. Like I really need to go do the what's it called? Like the demo for her again to like figure that out because I don't know. Also, I wish it was raining over here, but it's not raining. And I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. What am I looking for? Oh, I think I'm looking for that. Okay, let's do that. I want it to rain over here because I need to catch a specific fish that only spawns in the rain. But that's okay. Uh, but yeah, that's like most of Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero, just new banners dropping, and I really, really want the characters on them. And I guess we'll see what ends up happening. Uh, I really need to stop. No, I'm not gonna tell you guys. Originally, I was gonna give you guys a teaser for what my next video is, but every time I've done that so far, where I'll be like, I'm gonna upload this, it just doesn't happen because I just change my tune on it, which is like super silly. But that's that's how it goes, I suppose. So I'm gonna keep it in the dark. You guys are gonna stay in the dark, actually. But um, today I was playing Roblox with my friends, and that was like super silly. I enjoy Roblox a lot. I play Roblox here and there. It is genuinely a fun game, but we are playing the Squid Game Roblox version called Shrimp Game, and it's based off of season 2 of Squid Game, and I'm going to say this right now. I have not seen season 2 of Squid Game. I've seen season 1 of Squid Game, but I've never seen season 2. It's just I watched like the first episode and I was so disinterested after that that I just stopped watching. Like I didn't really care. I might watch it at some point, but I'm not interested in it right now. Plus I'm not in a I want to consume that type of show right now. So I simply am not. Um, but yeah, we played Shrimp Game for like an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, and that was like low key really fun. I was playing with two of my other friends, the boys. The boys. You guys have seen them in videos, like my Valorant videos and my uh, what's that game called? The cooking one. Something about we are a well-oiled machine. That video, and then the Lethal Company video. Yeah, they're the boys, and so I was playing with the boys, and surprisingly, all three of us ended up winning one of the shrimp game. Robin actually won two. They had that main character energy, it was crazy, and then me and Jenny both won one, which I think is a W, really. And also, those games were so easy, but let's be honest with ourselves. I am a person in my 20s playing a game designed for like kids, so it only makes sense that the mini games would be really easy because I've had my skills in playing video games. They have what's the word I'm looking for? I've developed them over time, and so I have what I would like to say a lot of random skills and my like if I had a statistics chart of like me playing games, most of my stats are all like in the middle. Like I'm a very well-rounded person. I'm not I'm not specifically into strategy games or I'm really good at one thing. I'm kind of just good at everything for some reason. Um, Not like I'm a pro at everything. I am just above average in like everything. It's like the jack of all trades. I'm a jack of all trades. And I think this comes from my Minecraft roots because I used to play a lot of Minecraft minigames back in the day. And I think from playing a diverse amount of Minecraft minigames, I've kind of just have like pattern recognition on how certain games work and whatnot. So thank you, Minecraft, for teaching me those things. I used to play a lot of what's it called? It's on Hypixel. It's like minigame party or like some party minigame thing. I used to be so obsessed with it, and I would also win quite frequently. Not to flex, guys, but I'm quite the Minecraft minigame player. What can I say? I have a toxic trait in my head that I would perform very, very well at MCC because they have so many diverse mini games, and I feel like my skill set is perfect for that because they're just a bunch of different mini games, and I'm like, well, I have years of playing Minecraft mini games, so though I will say my PvP skills have gotten quite rusty, mostly because I played Minecraft PvP back in the spam click era where there was no delay and like in the newer versions and stuff. And so I'm very used to the spam click thing. I'm not well versed in the new PvP, especially with like fishing rods and everything. Like, ugh, that's not great, to be honest. But that's how it goes, I would say. And yeah, I've just developed my skills over time. So what can I say? I'm just really cool. I'm just super cool. I have the wisdom of Minecraft minigames. Now, let me what is the saying? I'm like so tired today. I've been tired these past few days and it's literally because I can't fall asleep. Like I will be so tired throughout the day and then randomly at 11 p.m. my brain will just wake up and then I'm unable to go to sleep and I'm like, why is this happening? Like, what the heck did I do to deserve this? And so I'll try to go to sleep. I'll like get in bed at 2 a.m. and I just can't fall asleep till like 3 4 a.m. and half the time I'm like not even on my phone and I'm just laying down in my bed and I just can't fall asleep. My brain is just pranking me. However, I was going to say, let us address the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room being my clothes. Now, I need to catch a fish so I can show you guys what I have installed, because if you are a web fishing player, you might notice that these aren't the default clothes, and I ended up getting a new mod to this week to show off, and it's a very simplistic mod. It is a cosmetic mod where it adds the Lethal Company uh, cosmetics into the game. So if you go into your clothes, as you can see, I have the Forgotten Sun hat. I will put a link of the mod in the description. I, however, forgot going into this to do that. That is my bad. The mod name, let me go research it right quick for you guys in case you are curious. I found this on the thunderstore.io website where I would say most mods for web fishing are found, and it's called Lethal Cosmetics by ZZZ. I have this one, and I think I have a second mod as well, which I am trying to also find very quickly. I'm a very professional streamer, don't even worry. I think if I look up this, no, boo. I'm joking. I had to look up something else. And the second mod that I have, if you notice, actually, let me scroll down and take off these. Look, I have different horns in the games, and I installed this mod because I actually really like having horns for some reason. I think they're really cool. And these are called, this mod is the Skunk Q Horns by Skunk Q. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. If I'm not, then my bad. But I will also put a link in the description as well for the mods that I'm using. And I just realized it doesn't have a certain other mod. Let me put in the description of the other mods as well, cause I do got other mods as well. And then let me lethal cosmetics. Wow, guys, don't you love listening to me doing real time editing to my stream, to the broadcast right now? All right, in the description below now, they are added for the mods that I'm using. So we got different horns. They're all in different colors. There's so many different horns over here. I really like the ram horns. I'm a big ram horn enjoyer. I like normal deer antlers as well, I would say. They're very cute, very fun. So I got that. And then here are the other, I'm going to leave my glasses on. Here are the other Lethal Company thing. So here we have the little air tanks, and you got your little flashlight, and they have a normal flashlight and a pro flashlight. How cute. Oh, and they have the comedy mask. How slay. Stop sign if you need to whack someone. And then these were the antennas that I was wearing originally. There is another mod that I really wanted to use. It was called like Infinite Accessories or something, where it would just allow you to equip as many accessories as you want. And it hadn't gotten updated for 2 months, so I'm not honestly sure if it works, but that's okay. Maybe I'll try it next time. And then, as you can see, there are different jumpsuits that you can choose from. So you got the classic orange, purple, green, and oh wait. This is like yellow, and this is actually orange. And then here's citizen clothes. I actually am not sure if that's part of the mod pack, but I'm assuming it is. So yeah, it's a very cute cosmetics. Let me put on. Let's put on a new outfit. Something that's good. Maybe I'll do a. Ooh, watch this. Watch this. What about this? Am I stylish now? Do I look cool? Oh, oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, we're doing this, and then maybe I'll equip the oxygen tank real quick, and then I think that's all I can have right now because I think I have the max amount of accessories. Cool, new fit unlocked, and yeah, I really like the web fishing mods. They're fun to look at, and I am slowly establishing a schedule. In case any of you guys are wondering, my current hope for web fishing, as long as the community stays alive and keeps modding, is my hope is every other week I will use a new map. As you can see, I'm still in the Gary's Mod Construct map because I was going to change it later, though it feels like I might be using this map too for so long. So it might be for 1 week I'll use a different map, and then another go back to the default, and then, you know, the next week after that use a new map. So I wanted to do that, and then the other thing I wanted to do is between every other week that I'm not using a new map, that I want to do like mod reviews over people's mods that they make in web fishing, because they deserve to be shown off, because people put a lot of work into that, and I think they need to get their work shown, even though people of web fishing are using it. But besides for that, that is my hope for this. Oh, look at my little fish. So yeah, very cute. I love web fishing mods. I really want to get into web fishing modding myself, but I don't have the time currently, and that's okay. that's just how it goes, I will have to say. That's how the cookie crumbles, I would say. I also just realized my tail is going into my air tanks. Do you think that's an issue by chance? Do you think that could pose a problem with the functionality? What? Huh. The functionality of my air tank. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I did have this moment. This was really funny. So I was playing Shrimp Game on Roblox, the Squid Game equivalent. And I kept trying to say Shrimp Game in general, but for some reason I'm so tired. I kept wanting to say Squeef Game, and I don't know where squeef came from. I like that's not a word. Queef is a word, but not squeef. So what is squeef game? I don't know. I've never found out where that came from, and I still don't know where it came from either. And so I just kept wanting to call it squeef game, and I don't know why. It was super silly, but that's just how my brain works. Sometimes I don't know if you guys ever have this, or this definitely happened to one of y'all. Uh, Happens to many people. But I sometimes will get my words confused, or I'll be talking so fast that I'll be thinking faster than I talk. And so I'll combine the words that I'm speaking with what I'm thinking. And so I'll just make some like new combination of word for some reason. And I'm like, wait a second, what? What did I just try to say? Like, where am I right now? Like, what is going on? And I just have silly moments like that. Sometimes uh I don't pronounce words correctly sometimes, and that is just super silly on my part, where I'll just read a word and I will just have no idea. Fun fact, because I read the Warrior Cat series, I never actually knew how to pronounce the word herb. I would always pronounce it herb in my head because I read it in Warrior Cats. I think it took about till somehow middle, maybe high school, till when I learned that it was not pronounced herb, it was pronounced herb, and I was really upset. I was really upset since then that it was pronounced herb. And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean it's pronounced herb? Like what? I've been pronouncing this word wrong this entire time?" And it was very sad. Do you guys have any of those moments where you like learn the word through reading, but then only to realize that yeah, you've been pronouncing that word wrong the entire time? It's like one of those silly moments. Though I would like to flex that sometimes I'll get those TikToks where it's like pronounce the word and I'll tell you how you correctly pronounced it after. And I do pretty well on them, but that's mostly because they choose the really common words that you are purposely supposed to mix up. So I just don't get caught by it because now I know. Though there are definitely some words that I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce that. That's also why I don't read out a lot of people's chat's name because I just don't know how to pronounce things, and I'm like, I don't want to butcher it. So instead of butchering it, I just outright refuse to say the name. and and it's just a little silly because I just have bad pronunciation sometimes, and I just get a lot of words confused. Though speaking of words, I just realized I tried playing a Roblox game called Spelling Bee because I kept seeing it on TikTok a lot. And honestly, I felt really cool playing that game because I could spell really, really well. Then again, I think I was on normal mode and I think they had like three different uh like versions or something. And so I was just doing normal mode, and whenever you have to spell the word, it'll like tell you your word per minute at the bottom of when you type it. And I'm like pretty sure that everyone in my lobby was playing on their phone because they like got 30 to 40 words per minute. And then when I started typing, I got like 130 words per minute. I wasn't even trying to type that fast. That's just like how it went. I'm just a fast typer. I enjoy typing. And I don't really do anything with that. However, sometimes I'll dabble in writing fanfics, but it's fanfics, you know. They don't do anything. I don't upload my fanfics anywhere. I just sometimes I get an idea and I get really excited about it. Like I had a ship idea for Zenless and I was like, I need to write this, and I wrote like half of it only to like stop writing it later because I wasn't inspired anymore. So I have like a lot of rough drafts on my computer about different ships from Genshin and Zenless that I randomly got really like excited about and wanting to write about. I am a really big uh Raiden A x Yaimiko shipper in Genshin, and so there are so many drafts on my computer about the A Miko ship because I really like them. And this is completely fine if you do not like your ship. Everybody has their own opinion. Just like do not argue to me about ships. I don't care. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. I'm not gonna be like they're canon because nothing for ships is like canon, so it's just whatever, you know. I just like shipping them because it's fun. And so, yeah, I have way too many drafts. I even have like a whole chat in my private Discord that I use to kind of sort out my thoughts of just like constant Amiko ideas because I just really like that ship. Surprisingly, for how much I like that ship, it's not my comfort ship. It's that ship canonically has too much angst for me that it's like sometimes they comfort me, but overall I read a lot of angst fics about them. Let me just say, I read this one Genshin Impact fanfic and it changed my life after reading it. And it was an A Miko fanfic. And off the top of my head, and it was called When the Shore Meets the Ocean. Oh no, I'm already forgetting it. Hold on, let me go check. Don't worry, I have a whole chat in my private Discord where I log all the fanfics. Okay, so this is a Genshin Impact ship fanfic, and this changed the trajectory of my life after reading it. And it's an Amiko fic, and it was called Where the Ocean Meets the Shore. And for a Genshin Impact fanfic, this was so beautifully written, and when I finished it, I legitimately cried. I was not okay for the next 2 weeks after reading it. It was so emotionally sad and just heartbreaking of a fanfic that I was just so distraught after, and it was such a good fic. And I just really like that ship. Okay, I just like Amiko. I'm a big Amiko fan. Again, not my comfort ship. I have learned that my current comfort ship right now is the Miyabi X Zhuyuan ship. They are my comfort ship. I don't really know why. I think because there's not a lot of since Zenless Zone Zero doesn't flesh out characters' backstories, as in making them extremely complex. Like every character has their own backstory. It's not as complex, or they don't focus on the character stories as much as they do in Genshin. Where in like Genshin, a lot of the characters have a lot of complex lore, and there's a lot of like trauma with certain characters, and they go through a lot. Like Raiden Shogun and Yaimiko, obviously, if you know that lore, you know what I'm talking about. But in Zenless, the lore that they write for the characters is very like minor. It's just a very easy story to follow, and so I think because of that, because there's not a lot of angst, um, in as much angst in Miyabi and Zhuyuan's lore, that I feel better reading about them, and I love the fluff fics and stuff. It's just so heartwarming. I'm actually really sad um, that a lot of the fanfics on AO3, which is where I read my fanfics, like I shouldn't be surprised, but so many of the fanfics are just smut, and I'm like, I just want the fluffy moments. I just want the cutesy, like, their girlfriend moments. I don't need smut, okay? I don't need that, alright? It's whatever, I don't care. I want the fluffy moments. So that's kind of why I dabble in writing fanfics, because if no one else is gonna write the fluff cute fanfics, like, someone's gotta, and that someone is me, because that's what I want. Like, smut is cool and all, like, whatever, but I need more fluff fics, and, like, being able to find the diamond in the rough of those fluff fics are always so good, because they're just so cute. And yeah, I just really like Miyabi x Zhuyuan. I have a lot of other ships in Zenless Zone Zero and Genshin as well. I would say I ship more in Genshin, and I would low-key say I'm a multi-shipper in Zenless Zone Zero, because Zenless makes their characters very, very easy to ship with each other, even if they're like not. I'd say even if they're not related, that's a lie. Like, all of the characters in Zenless know each other, so it's very easy to ship them with each other, while in Genshin, since there are different nations and most of the characters stay within their nations, it's easier to ship the characters with, like, their corresponding people in the nation that they're from. And so I'm like, that's that's how it is. This is also really funny. My friend who also plays Genshin and we got together and we made a tier list of Genshin characters and whether or not they would be a top, a switch, or a bottom. Or the other category, which is a child or looks like a young teen, therefore we will not categorize them in that because that would be weird. And so we are being oddly thorough with it, where those were like our really broad categories, but we also have we had switch, like pure switch, and then switch slash switch leaning top, and then switch leaning bottom. Like we are being thorough about this, and we're not even done because we have to go through the tops because we haven't filtered out the tops yet. We just have the tier of tops, but we need to do like service top and stone top, or just like normal top, because that's a thing. And so yeah, I think it's just funny that we were doing that because like what the hell. And so maybe at some point I'll share that, who knows. I have my own thoughts about every character and whether or not they're top or bottom. It's kind of like that vibe thing, though I will clarify that some of the characters I would like to say would would be different depending on who they are shipped with. Um, but that's just how it goes. Don't ask why I have these thoughts about this and why I'm so like what's the word that I'm looking for? Why I have overly thought about this. That this is just it's just a thing that I do, okay? Leave me alone. Let me have this, okay? I'm not doing anything with this information. I'm not being weird about it. It's just one of those, like, funny things to me where I'm like, oh, like, this is fun to do. And low-key, I would do that with Zenless Zone Zero too, if who's a top or bottom. Though, again, Zenless is like, there are so many characters and they all know each other that it feels like one of those, like, oh, yeah, it's definitely just whoever they're shipped with. It depends on whether or not, like, if they're top or bottom or whatever. Um, and so, yeah, that is just super funny that we did that. And there were definitely some characters whenever we were organizing them where it was just like, we didn't even have to like say anything about the character. We just knew where we wanted to put them in the list. And that was just really funny to me that we just unanimously agreed and we're like, yep, that's a bottom. And then we moved on. We definitely had a few characters that we didn't categorize because we just didn't know them well enough to like feel confident in what category we put them in. So we just like left them off to the side because like what and we made a whole category for Natlin characters, as in none of the Natlin characters got organized because we don't know them well enough to organize them. Um though I had like a whole thought process about the Raiden Shogun when we had to go categorize her, because Um, like basically, I was torn between two things, but we clarified to each other that it had to be based off of the canonical character in Genshin Impact and not like the fanon version interpretation of the character and like what people do with them in fanfics or whatever. And so I was like, if we're doing that, then Raiden Shogun period through and through would be a top because she's an Archon. There ain't no way that she would do anything or like be a bottom, I guess. Because she's an Archon. That was kind of like our thought process, is that as long as they're like an Archon, they would probably just be a top because they're an Archon. Like, hello? Um, though I will say, my opinion would change if we base this off of fanon versions, or what I think personally would fit the character rather than like what they are canonically. Um, though my list wouldn't be as different than the one that we made, but it is what it is. And so it was just really fun to make that tier list. And I'm also in the process of making a tier list over Genshin music. So if you didn't know, in Genshin they added a, what's it called? It was repertoire of myriad melodies, where it's just their rhythm game in Genshin, the like permanent rhythm game. And I've been playing a lot of the songs recently, and basically I wanted to make a tier list of me ranking each of the songs that are in that mini game, because like I really like music, and so I have a lot of opinions about music. So I would like to rank the music, you know? And so I'm definitely gonna attempt to do that at some point because I have a lot of opinions about the music or what my own, like, what music I enjoy and stuff. And so I'm very interested to do that and share it. Though sometimes I get share, sometimes I get scared to share my opinions because apparently a lot of the Genshin and Zenless I would say the Genshin community more so really hates when you have an opinion that is different from theirs and then they just all start yelling at you. And so I'm like, guys, like what the hey? And so I'm like, wow, I really want to share my thoughts on Genshin music, but then everyone's gonna yell at me for not liking a certain song or something. Like I see way too many like fights and arguments when people try to rank the like boss themes because they'll like rank someone really really low, and I'm like, guys, you know, everybody has their own preference in music, right? Like not everybody likes heavy bass, and maybe more people like the lighter music and stuff. Like I don't know why y'all are so upset that people actually have preferences with their music. um like yeah, I'm just like, why are y'all so pressed? It's music. Let people have opinions or whatnot. And oh my god, there are so many people that fight in the Genshin community about who the strongest Archon is, and I'm like, bro, who cares? Who cares? Move on, bro. Like, put the fries in the bag and move on. Literally, none of it matters because they're all strong in their own way. Okay? Can we all agree on that? That every Archon is strong in their own respective way. Like, move on. And then, I think the thing that gets me about Genshin and, like, the community is that the community itself, like, the people in the Genshin community, every single person is in a different place in the lore of Genshin. Like, if you were to talk to someone randomly on the street, you would kind of just assume they would know everything about Genshin like you do, but then it's like they don't. Maybe it's like I've caught up all the way to Fontaine, and so if I talk to someone that knew about Genshin, it would be my assumption that they have played up to Fontaine like I have. But then there's like another voice in my head that's like, oh, they probably haven't, and so we should clarify how much information both of us know so we have a middle ground of understanding of what lore we do and do not know. Because if you try to talk about lore with someone who doesn't know the lore, then it's like you're either going to get frustrated that they are spreading, like, I say misinformation, or just like they haven't gotten to that part in the game, you know? And so, for this specific uh, instance, as an example, I will say this is a spoiler warning if you haven't done the Sumeru World Quest. This is your warning now, to, I don't know, skip to the next like 2 minutes and I'd probably be done talking about this. But basically, my example is that in the Sumeru World Quest, Scaramouche, one of the Fatui Harbingers, erases himself from like the memory of Genshin, or like from Airman Soul specifically, but it's like he kind of erases himself from like people knowing who he is, and he comes back as a new character named Wanderer. And so everybody in Genshin, but the Traveler, who's the main character, forgets who Scaramouche is because like he erased Scaramouche but came back as Wanderer. And so it's like if you haven't played the Sumeru World Quest, you wouldn't know that like you wouldn't know about that lore. And so I've seen people discussing online, like talking about Scaramouche or like Wanderer, but they haven't played the Sumeru World Quest, so they don't like fully understand what's happening. And it's like, how do we have a discussion about Genshin lore when every person is in a different part of the Genshin lore? Technically, I haven't even finished Fontaine. I haven't done chapter 6 or act 6 of it, which is literally the very last act of the Fontaine Archon quest. I just haven't gotten to it. But yeah, like everybody is in a different part of the lore, and so it's very hard to have like a very, um, it's hard to have a conversation about Genshin lore because everybody has their own interpretation, and everybody is in a different part of the Genshin lore, and also, what I've noticed, a lot of people mix up fanon stuff with the actual lore. Or, if you're like me and you like to read a lot of fan fiction, you might get like you might think something happened in Genshin, but it only actually happened in a fanfic. There have been times that I've caught myself thinking about the Raiden Shogun lore, and then I'm like, oh wait, I'm getting this mixed up with like fanfics that I've read, and then I kind of have to like take a step back and then be like, okay, so what actually happened during her lore? So it's like it's kind of hard to talk about Genshin lore when everyone is in a different place. And so it's like I really want to discuss Genshin lore, but it's really hard. And also, everybody has their own interpretation of it. And so, if you say like one thing, like someone will probably argue with you and be like, "That's not what happened. Like this is what I think happened." And it's like, that's cool that you have this interpretation because that's just how that works. All of us have our own interpretation of the lore. Like, I think the Inazuma lore is really, really good, and I think the Inazuma Archon quest was phenomenal. I thought it was great. I loved that Archon quest so much. I am also very biased because I like Inazuma a lot. Now, I will agree to valid criticism that the Inazuma World Quest was, or the Inazuma Archon Quest felt a little rushed and that it didn't feel flushed out at all. Like, there are some parts of the lore that I will genuinely agree that, like, they did it too fast and so it didn't get to sink in. And so if you have valid criticism over saying like, oh, I think the pacing was really bad, or I think the plot could have been a lot better and they should have expanded on this part of the plot, that's very valid. But if you try to criticize lore and the lore of Inazuma and you are just completely misinformed on what happened, or you are just completely wrong on what happens in the actual lore, then it's like, okay, that's when I'm gonna get like a little upset and stuff. And like, literally, honest to God, half of the arguments that I see about Raiden Shogun and people arguing that she's like a terrible person is literally just because they forgot the lore or something. And they're like, oh my god, Raiden Shogun's like the worst Archon. Like, I can't believe she did this to her people for so long. And I'm like, dude, the Vision Hunt Decree lasted like a year. Like, 500 years before that, she was like fine. Like, I don't know why you think the Vision Hunt Decree happened for the last 500 years. It did not. And so it's like people just don't remember the lore. And I mean, again, there's a lot of Genshin lore, so it makes sense that like people won't remember it. But I'm like, why are you guys arguing? Just like either back it up with facts or just shut up. So again, I'll take valid criticism over the pacing and the plots and whatnot, but if you are blatantly getting information wrong about the lore, that's when I'm gonna be like, you're you're uneducated. Please go reread Inazuma lore before you continue talking to me about like a specific thing that happens or whatever. And it's like I normally don't get into discussions about lore that I don't know. Like I try to stay out of the Natlin lore because I haven't played it, and so I don't want to engage in discussions about it because I have nothing good to add because I have not played it. So it's like, what is the point of me engaging? Or sometimes I'll see those people that are be like, wow, I haven't played the lore, but this is what I think. And I'm like, why are you putting, like, why are you trying to get into this discussion if you don't know what you're talking about? Like, please. And also, this kind of coincides with media literacy and how, like, a lot of certain plot points will fly over people's heads and stuff. Um, and, like, man, genuinely, this is like my crazy like Genshin theory on how Hoyoverse handles stories. My my theory is that the Inazuma Archon quest was so complex and no one ended up really understanding what was happening because of how many layered stories was going on that they kind of took um some subplots from the Inazuma Archon quest and used that for like Sumeru and Fontaine. Now I know that they already had ideas for how that lore was going to go and whatnot, so this isn't actually true at all. But I sometimes I just think about that where I'm like, I feel like Hoyoverse learned a lot from Inazuma and how that lore went and how many people reacted to it, that they kind of just fixed it like with Sumeru and Fontaine. Um, and I really wish they would go back and like rewrite, not rewrite, but revise the Inazuma lore. But of course, that would not that just would not happen. Period. Like that would be stupid if they did that. As in, it would just be a lot of waste of time and materials for them to do that. So I see no point. But I'm like, man, if y'all had the writing skills that y'all have now, can y'all please revise Inazuma? Cause like I think Inazuma was actually really really cool. And again, that's like why I really really like Inazuma because there are so many complex and layered things. Now I'm not trying to say that no other nation is complex and layered. Every nation has their own complexities and layers that I just haven't looked into because I only like Inazuma because I'm biased. But I think it's more like the Inazuma lore and everything. I I guess because I really like the Raiden Shogun and stuff, that it's like that's why I like her lore. Because the Raiden Shogun lore kind of coincides with the Inazuma lore, so I like learning about Raiden Shogun. I was basically learning about Inazuma, and I was like, ah, this is so awesome, but also extremely sad to learn about this lore. But I really need to go look into the other lore of the other nations in the game because I really haven't given them a like I haven't really given them the time of day that I should, like I did with Inazuma. I do know a little bit of Fontaine lore, because I mean that was the last world or last Archon quest that I did, and I do really really like Fontaine. I think the Fontaine music slaps, but also I'm a really big fan of jazz, and that's kind of like what I get from Fontaine music. But oh my god, that music is so freaking good! Like oh my god, Farina's theme in Genshin Impact is like it's amazing. I just really like Furina's theme. And so yeah, like all of those, everything together, I'm like I really need to go look into more of the lore. It also doesn't help that a lot of Genshin lore isn't explicitly said, and a lot of to like find the lore, you kind of have to like explore around the world and read like different pieces of paper that's like scattered around the world to know more about like lore and stuff. And so I'm like, man, like, there's no easy way to digest Genshin lore since there is so much to it. Um, which is kind of why I enjoy Zenless lore, because it's easier for me to digest currently because I've been playing since the start of the game. So I kind of like just remember all the lore built on top of each other. You know, I have like a good foundation, and all the lore that comes after that gets built on that. So it's like I'm very kept up with Zenless lore, and I'm very interested in how the story is going to progress because I really, really like that game, and I'm very interested in like the next um the next chapter that they're going to do and how they're going to start a new chapter of the story since they just closed out with chapter 5 of Zenless Zone Zero. They kind of closed out that story arc, so I'm very excited to see what they have planned for the future story arc. And I'm trying to guess what it is with the events that they're hosting right now, because a lot of the events, from what I've noticed, they kind of give you hints on what's going to happen in the future. And so I'm trying to like gather hints from that and be like, so what lore are we going to talk about now? And I'm honestly not too sure. I don't have too many ideas. I'm assuming it has to do. My only vague thought is that it has to do with the Bang Boos, and it has to do with the Marcel group, um, because they developed the Bang Boos. So I'm wondering if we're gonna like get a little bit into that, or maybe we will focus more on the siblings, Wise and Bell, because of what happened at the end of chapter 5. I won't spoil that, but if you know what I'm talking about, then like yeah. And or it'll focus on Astra because I saw in like the trailer, though I think that might just be like filler. I'm not too sure, but I'm still really really interested in the lore and I really like it. They also, I really like this about Zenless. They put a lot of thought into their world building. Like I didn't realize that every time they released a new character that they gave like an infographic about the character's weapon and like how it was designed and how it's used or something, and I was like that's really cool. And I saw another infographic about Zenless and how every pair of pants in Zenless have a like adjustable uh like thing in the back for people with tails to like put their tails through it. Hi, what? Oh, hey, welcome to the broadcast. What's yappening? I'm yapping about Zenless Zone Zero and its world building right now because I really, really like the world building in that game. And it's just really cute. That game feels so alive to me, and like it genuinely feels like I'm living in like a new world rather compared to Genshin that feels kind of flat. But that's what I'm yapping about. Mostly Genshin and Zenless, because that is the title of the broadcast. So I gotta yap about it, you know. And so, what was I talking about? There was an infographic about Zenless Zone Zero and about how all of the pants have like an adjustable hole in the back of them, so people with tails can like put their tail through it. And I was like, that's really cute that they thought about that, because I noticed that whenever I was playing Zenless, when I would see the NPCs, that they all had like these really interesting seams on the back of their pants, and I was always curious about what that was. And now I know it's for the people with tails, or better known as Thyrans. In the game, Thyrans are people with not people per se, but they like just have animal features and stuff, and some can be more animal like than others. And so I was just like, the world building in Zenless is so cute. And like, if you walk around Zenless and talk to the NPCs, there are some NPCs that are like literally living their lives every update. I remember talking to this one guy at the very start of the game who used to be like a delivery driver for some company, and then 3 updates later I talked to him and he was like, oh yeah, I used to be like a delivery truck driver, but now I'm running my own business. And I'm like, oh my god, the NPCs are like actually alive and like living life. And so it just feels fun playing Zenless because it feels like I'm living alongside like the world of Zenless Zone Zero every update and everything. And I just find that so fun and cool because that's what I wanted from Genshin. But Genshin is so big that it's like they can't really do that, and I understand that. And that's so okay. that's not the focus of Genshin, and I get that. But like, it's such a breath of fresh air with Zenless to be able to focus on NPCs in the to make the world alive. Like you can walk around the world and you can see the different agents and everything, just like chilling and whatnot. And I'm like, that's so awesome. Like I just really enjoy it a lot. And so yeah, just Zenless, great game. Though I will say the bad thing about like Zenless is kind of like what every gripe is with like Hoyoverse games, and it's kind of like the debate that they do, whether it be like what is the word that I'm looking for? Not clickbait. It's like the physics in Genshin are very bouncy. So like all of the like models for like the women are just very bouncy if you can kind of pick up what I'm saying. And so it's like I'm I'm kind of like sad in that regard that it's like they still do stuff to cater towards like I would say men, but it's just like, that. And I mean, it's a marketing thing. I know that it is. So people will like pay money and stuff. And I'm like, dang, wish y'all could like tone it down a little bit, to be honest with you. Cause like, that's just, can't y'all like be normal? Is that like really hard to say? Can y'all just be like normal for once? Oh, is it raining? Hold up. I can't tell if it's raining. Actually, I can just jump off right here. Oh, it is raining. Okay, awesome. So, let me grab this, and then we'll fish in the rain for a bit, because I want to see if I can catch the fish that I need. I so desperately need for my journal, because there's only one fish that I need, and I would like it a lot. And so I guess, okay, planning it out. Anyway, Genshin and Zenless, they're currently my favorite games at the time, obviously, and I'm very glad to be playing them. Well, more so Zenless than Genshin, um, because Genshin kind of just feels boring to me right now. But Zenless, I'm like, wow, I look forward to playing that game every single day. Like, doing my dailies, I genuinely look forward to. I would say I'm a little not burnt out. I think I'm a little bored with Zenless, but it's mostly because like there hasn't been any content for the past month, so I'm like, oh, all I've been doing is like doing my dailies and building my characters, and that's kind of been it. Also, that's really unfortunate that I didn't. That wasn't even like a lot of rain. Like, bro, what the heck? I want more rain. I got fish to catch. What the heck? Oh. Well, that's okay. We'll just keep her going, keep fishing in this little spot because I'm a little too lazy to go to the next back to the buoy thing that I was sitting on. Very quickly, let's choose a new outfit. I would like to be cool. What color goes with orange? Maybe just the darker. Oh, maybe just the darker thing. Yeah, this works. All right, let's put on my ram horns because I like my ram horns. And then the stop sign. There we go. Cool. I gotta show off the cosmetics, you know? It's a thing I gotta do. But yeah, hopefully I'll make more Zenless content, and I still plan on streaming, or hopefully trying to stream more Zenless content once more of it comes out. Um, The only thing the only content that I haven't like fully completed in Zenless are the agent stories. I think there are like four that I haven't done yet because I'm not in the mood to like play them because they're characters that I'm not fully interested in. But uh, um, I have a few that I need to finish up on, and my thought is that if I did play those agent stories, that I would probably try to make a video about them. But who knows? All I know is that Haramasa and Lighters are like really, really sad. I think I haven't done Chingy's, Bernice, Lighter, and Haramasa, which I think were like the last four agent stories that were released. I just haven't played them. I'm low-key really mad that they haven't made a character story for Caesar King, but that's also because I really, 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 really like Caesar King. um, I am curious if they'll make a character story for Miyabi because a lot of her lore was already like what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of her lore was already shown through like trailers and stuff. So I'm like, what if they did make an agent story? Like, what I wonder what it would cover because we kind of know a lot about Miyabi already, and I'm just really curious. Also, like I really like that Miyabi is referred to as the Blade because anytime I think of the Blade, I think of Technoblade first, and so sometimes I like to think that like they made Miyabi in honor of Technoblade, which I know literally does not correlate whatsoever at all, besides both of them getting referred to the title as the Blade, and both of them being like really good, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Really good fighters, and so I'm like, that's so silly. I just really like Miyabi, and obviously Technoblade is super swag. What hook am I using? Ah, okay. I always forget when I use a different hook and it takes longer for me to catch fish that I'm like, why am I sitting here for so long not catching anything? Just because I'm using a different hook. I'm thinking. I'm I'm not thinking anymore actually. I'm thinking about what I want to make for dinner because I'm really hungry. So, we got the clownfish, and I think on that note, this will be the end of today's broadcast. It's a little bit on the shorter end this time, mostly because I am extremely tired and I am getting progressively more hungry, so I would like to go eat food. Literally, half of the evening reels, like them ending, is mostly because I'm just really hungry and I want to eat food, and that's why they end. Because honestly, I could probably keep like doing this broadcast for another hour, hour and a half, but I'm like so hungry that I'm like, yeah, no, I gotta go eat food. All right, let's see how much money we make today from today's fishing adventure. Let's see, 35,000. Not as much as 50,000, but then again, I'm not. It's been like an hour, almost an hour and a half, but it is what it is. I gotta give myself a break sometimes. You know, I don't want to get too burnt out with everything and get demotivated on wanting to do this because I do enjoy this. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Where should I go to open these? I'll just stand on top of this building right here. Why not? This is fun. Here we are. Alrighty. So, hopefully, we will make my money back for gambling, but I guess we'll see. As long as we win one, and by we, I mean me, we as in me, that, yeah. So, let's see what we get. So, for our first scratch off, we have 26, 9, 4, 22, and 7. Okay. Big money. Come on, come on. Let's win at least one of them. That's all I would like. Ooh, first one is a bust. That's okay. This always happens. It's the first one, we always lose the first one. It always happens. Alright, second one. Don't let me down. 26, 15, 45, 6, and 19. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Anything good? Oh, that's super awkward. Okay, you know what they say, third time's the charm. 47, 41, 1, 45, and 12. Come on, at least let me win $100. I'm only asking for a little something something. Oh, guys, I don't have high hopes for this right now. Okay, fourth one. 0, 42, 5, 45, and 31. Come on, please let me win at least one. Please don't let today's broadcast be the first one. Oh, guys, I don't want to say it yet. I don't want to put that energy out there. I'm really hoping this fifth one will clutch up, and we'll have the craziest comeback of the century. Okay, everybody, fifth one. Let's all hope. 32, 9, 5, 14, 45. Come on. Please, can I win at least one thing? Oh no. Oh no. 3. Oh, these are the last few numbers. 7. Oh, guys. There's a... Well, today is the first broadcast of 2025 that I lost all 5 scratch-offs. Is that crazy? Probably not. But, dang it, I really was hoping that we'd at least win one. Darn it. Well, that's okay. Hopefully, at least for Thursday, we'll win all of them, or at least one of them, or something. So, yeah, with that, that will be the end of today's broadcast. I hope you enjoyed my rambling about Genshin Impact and Zenless Zero. And I will be here same time, same place next week. Not next week, hello? I'll be here same time, same place on Thursday for your viewing pleasures and listening on in. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, evening. Take care of yourself, drink water, eat food, keep yourself warm. It's been very cold lately. If you're in a state that is cold, it has been extremely cold for me. Uh, and so I've had to kind of keep the heater on vaguely so I don't use too much electricity. But yes, make sure to take care of yourself during this cold weather. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye, guys.